values of life, right? Of life. Well, I don't know. I couldn't make all of those things yesterday without these people, and maybe that's one of values of life, friends, and their support in our life, because 3 or 4 of them are with me in gymnasium, so every day we're together, and or volunteering in gymnasium we're doing together, so I think that friends are one value of our lives.
MashaAllah.
Thank you.
Perfect, and this is linked to what Dr. Muhammad he was just saying, that we always need a teamwork. He was saying that there's no team can work without the other, and there's no individual can work without the other. I can't clap my hand perfectly with one hand. I will always need others to be with me. If I was alone here, I would have talking to myself. I'm in need of you, you are in need of us, we are all in need of each other. So yes, this is one of the most important, valuable things. That maybe even if you're related to your team and volunteer or all other teams, we always need others to work together. So together we can work better in life. Okay, that day I talked about concept of observation. Do you remember what was the most important thing? Anything about observation, or we forget it all with that day? Can you remember anything we said about an observation? Nothing? No one remember anything from observation. You remember concept? Yes.
So observation is very important to understand others, other feelings, the variety of things that happen around us. So we have to yesterday I said everybody have a different observation. So there are different observations that we have to team up with that people. So people with same observations can see and understand different things at the same way.
Okay, so as you were saying, that observation is a very important tool. We need it. We can't solve a problem without the use of power of observation. It's one of the most strongest power that we have it in ourselves, that when we use it, when I use observation, I even can observe what are my values are. I can observe what are my needs. I can observe what are the problems in this country. Then I can observe the data I've collected. Then I can observe the opportunities that I can bring. So from here, observation is one of the most important things that we are talking about. And I think we've talked about this last time, where Dr. Muhammad has explained it, and about the availability, quality, and efficiency that we need to work in. These are things that I don't want to repeat myself. And here, when we talked about the unstructured approach, how important is it? You remember the exercise you made all about demand versus capacity, or versus supply. And did you find it was it easy to apply it in your projects?
It was a good exercise.
Was it useful?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you don't understand this. Okay. So through observation, we find exactly what is the currency, the inspiration currency that we want. We find the area that we want. It's always like holding this microscope in your hand and searching for it. So it's not using a normal observation. Oh, this is a room with chairs. I'll just go and I'll go to the other room. There are lots of other ways that you can use it. And then you make it more focused. And here where Dr. Muhammad, he was talking about today morning, that you need to be more focused. Being focused is not an easy thing. Even for who of us are Muslims and we practice prayer, we are trying hardly to do this 5 times a day, but we rarely do. Or even I'll talk about myself. Even being focused in a prayer, it's not an easy thing. So imagine now, all of us are sitting here, and most of you are not focused. Diana's busy with her work, writing in her mobile. Someone else following up their kids, following up different issues. So even although we committed ourselves, it's vacation, night time, we are here, we all wake up morning, we came with the intention that we want to be focused, but most of us are not focused. So being focused is a very difficult exercise. But the more you train yourself, you will know about it. Even when we go in the teamwork, we can see that some teams are focused, they know what they want, and sometimes we don't do it the right way. It's not because we don't know the answer or we don't have it or someone else is smarter as a crew. No one is smarter, but because when we get focused, we get immediately what we want more because we just use this time in a more righter way. So when Dr. Mahani was saying yesterday, do one, finish, take one, do one, finish one, it's about being focused. Because if I want to think of 10 things in the same 1 minute, I will focus in none of them. Okay, I need to know and start with end of mind where I want to go, but let me focus here and finish, focus here, and it's even sometimes going to be faster in there. And from there, I'm going to find the solution that I want, and I can generalize the model and publish model. As we were saying, all what you are doing in the projects are models that we want to publish. When you want to do one school as a model, then you want to generalize it in other schools. When you are going to do it in a club that brings up the volunteers more, then you want to do it in other NGOs and other things that were before you had it and bring it up because you want to repeat the good histories in some areas. When you want to do it in Marhamat, you want to do it in other places. It's about empowering people, not only for poor people, but even for all different type of people. And the most important thing, how we are going to publish this model. That's why when we are saying put it in a presentation, document it, we are telling you to put it in a newsletter for those who are younger. We are having professors with you, so they have to help you in publishing it in a paper. Because if you don't publish the model, it's going to be dead model. Who will know about your work? If we end up here, you present a very well presentation. It was the most perfect one. And you have all your documents, all your flags, you have the presentation. Who will know about it?
We.
Just we. Even if we upload it in the YouTube, another 100 will know, another 200, maximum 300-400, but not more. But when you publish it and you document, it's there. It's a history that it's written for more and more people. Try to advertise it in a different way. Okay, it will be published in a radio sometime. It's for some type of audience. But if you will put it in a newsletter, it's for other type of audience. But you publish it in a paper, it's also for other type of audience. So make sure always that others know about your experience. The only way I'm going to learn from you when I know about you. If I knew nothing about you, I'm not going to learn. So please, and here's the role of all of us. And all of us have our different tools. I mean, youth can publish things. I can see Akbal, she's putting every day the things on Instagram. She's trying to publish it for certain type of a group, certain type of age in a certain way. But we need more explanation. But of course, for other professor academics in the University of Bihaj, how many of other professors in the university know about this forum? Even if they know there is a forum, but they don't know the outcome of this forum. The only way that will let them if they see publications out of it. And then not only University of Bihaj, but others. So this is also a reminder of the newsletters, because it's another type of things that you need to use. Okay, in data collection and narrowing the problem, did you find that observation was a good tool let you to narrow the problem? How can observation narrow the problem for you? You remember this, Dr. Mohan, he always draw in every single meeting. Do you know it all? I'll just redraw it for people who can't remember it. We call it in Arabic al-mahjar. الفرات؟ Okay. Okay. ما صار عدل بعد. Okay. ما صار squaring عدل أساسا. So we start big and then we narrow it and then we narrow it and narrow it and then we come up and then we come again. So can we do this without the method of observation? And how do you use the observation?
By observation, you will know where the problem is and you will focus on the problem of the high stress area. While this you know the scope of your problem, you will start with maybe a general problem like quality of life problem, and then starting from a general idea, you want to improve the quality of life of people in Bosnia, for example. By observation, you have to focus on like a model or an entity. You want to improve the quality of life to create a model for the country. So we used observation to select the entity to apply this quality of life project. Then after selecting the entity, we need to collect data and know where the problem is and how to solve it. This is also we are narrowing down to specify where we need to focus to create a model.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe, value team, do you want to give an example? How did you use observation to narrow your problem? For example, in values team, okay, we put it in a team. And when we talked about values analytic, how big is value analytic as a topic? It's so big. So we thought that we are like swimming in data. So you don't know where to start, how to start. We've done the first survey and then you collect data. When you observe it, you find it's too big. It's too holistic. You can't start, you can't find the point of it. Then, with more observation, we said, okay, let us observe where was the more gaps in the data. So we found that the most area that we can focus on was, for example, gambling. And then from gambling, we narrow it down, and then you went for a second survey to do it. So here, how you narrow a problem. And then when you start with gambling, again, gambling by itself, it's a big. So you start another circle again, because gambling, you can solve all the gambling problem. Then again, you say, which type of gambling? I'm going to focus on youth, younger gamblers. I'm going to focus on betting. No, I'm going to focus on betting around the schools. No, I want to do one school. So again, and then when you go in a school, again, you are going to have different type of children from different background. Again, it's going to be a big circle. Inside it, you need to observe how to get inside this method. So it's about seeing things from different perspectives. So don't see things as they are. It's about the main issue that Dr. Mohammed was saying about, don't take things for granted. Don't observe it the same way others. Sometimes observe it as a child there. Remember your childhood when you were asking things in a different way. The strength of the NGO team, it's because they don't go with the idea that I have lots of experiences in my life, so they are going in a more inspiring way for us. For us, I think, okay, because I have this much experience in my life, 10, 20, 30 years experience, so I know. So I want to put things in a logical way. So the more you have a mixture in your teams, and that's what we were meaning, so the more, even if you are a young team, you have some people older than you with you in the team, and the other teams mixed there with the youth, you are going to have a different point of view. One of the main idea was mixing international people. Some people will say, okay, this is an issue of Bosnia. Why are we having international people with us?
To show that I wanted to show how can we do it. We can use their ideas that they use in their countries.
Yes, this is one of the things. We always say that if you are very close to the thing, you can see it. Now, if you put your hand here, all of you, can you see your hand in full? No, you need to look at it from far. Sometimes you need to go out of the box to see. So the mixture of things you'll have, it will let you to think differently. Yes, can you see it now when it's too close? You only see a dot of your hand. You can't see the 5 fingers here. So look at the things from different angles, from different points. That's why we say always go out of the box. And I always say, have no box. Why do we need to have a box? We don't need to have to start with. So see things from different perspective, look at it differently. Don't deal with material as they are facts. Deal with things that everything you can change it. I'm not going to read one by one because you will have it, but it's all about looking at things from different points of views, different ways, with different tools. Now, visualization and observation by the GTB. So, do you know what is GDP to start with? Okay.
Per capita, per capita.
Yes, per capita. Yes. Okay, so you all know what is GDP? The younger, the youth. Do you know what is GDP, right? Edina?
Brutto nacional product. Brutto nacional product. Jel tako se zove? To je GDP. Bruto nacionalni dohodak, jel? Da.
Okay, so it's exactly what she said. It's a word. Okay. And now here we are talking about GPI.
Now let's remember GDP is about a measure, how they measure the country economic situation, okay? Not only growth, economic situation. From GDP we can know what is the country economic situation just in one number. That's what Dr. Dunya is trying to tell you. And this is one of the observation ways. But now we're going to tell you about the other one. Yes.
Okay, here we are talking about the GPI. GPI is about Genius Progress Indicator, genuine progress indicator, which measures required to create the projections. Does it make any sense for you?
Ali, continue.
No, until you continue this one, because I know you want to build on this.
Okay. I think before I go into this, I want to go back, Doctora. Let's give them exercise, and I think they got started to get tired from our talk, and then we'll go to this. And this will be built based on this slide. So I want to give you an exercise on implementing the process of observation based on any of these. So for example, let's give you an example for your team. For example, inspiration in seeing things from different perspectives. So for example, the migration team, they should see things from different perspectives. Migration, is it really always negative? No, it has some positive things, right? Without migration, I think lots of countries would have not grown. Okay, whether the country they are going for or even Bihaj. Lots of people who go to Austria, and we've seen lots of them, they came back with different ideas and they wanted to implement it here in Bihaj. This is an example of the positive of migration. And for that we didn't say solving the issue of migration. We said mitigating migration, which means we don't want to be migration that it's like something stealing our youth or our knowledge of the country and taking it, which is knowledge assets, which is human capital, and taking it to other countries after they get ready. Okay? We don't want to take, for example, the best of our youth, which is youth that is already graduating from university. Okay? This means that you are a country which is you are having big loophole in your system. This is why we said mitigation of migration. So you need to observe first this is how these are applicable. At least I want 10 from each team. Okay, you give me 10 applying of these in each team. Okay, and we'll give you 15 minutes for that, inshallah. Okay, I expect the team leader come and take a picture of this, put it in your mobile, and discuss it in your table there. Okay, and we'll take 15 minutes for this.